Swami Vivekananda likes the word blows because he keeps repeating it, saying that you need to give the blow. So somewhere for him to say so many times blow, we have not given enough blows. That's what I understand from what the repetition comes from. Okay, so in this whole thing, like last time we ended that Buddha, Jesus, it's not genetic. It's there so many years and ages of accumulation of good karma, which made them punyas, technically, which seemingly suddenly opened the door for them. They were prepared only. They were prepared. But it was the right time and the right situation, and suddenly they said, okay, now we are into this. So, this sudden opening, if all of you think, most of you will realize that how did we come into this? We have not done anything since, most of us have not done anything since we were born, or we were not born in a family who is all spiritual masters, or nothing like that. How did we land in this spiritual soup? So then we have to understand that that's what he's saying. It is an accumulation, and then it opens, the door opens for us. Now, one more thing we need to understand about karma is, when you come into the spiritual path, we have to pay a huge sum, okay? It's a very pricey ticket to buy. And this we pay from our punyas. Right? Suppose we didn't have enough punyas, we wouldn't land in the spiritual world. There is no chance. We will eat, procreate, and die. Eat, procreate, die. That is the cycle. But the time when I end up with a guru, or the time when I end up with questions, what is this going on? Or I go and see some guru, some masters doing something, and the question comes, okay, there is a difficulty and there is a solution, and when we get into all this, that means we have somewhere been pushed into the spiritual path, or we entered into it voluntarily. It's okay, whichever it is. But the entry ticket is pricey. Doesn't matter whether we were pushed into it, we casually went into it, or somebody asked us to go and we went, or we were curious. It really doesn't matter, the permutation and combination. Thing is, if I entered there, I had enough punyas, enough and more. How you will understand this is, if you look around in the world, you will see most people ignorantly suffering, being happy, suffering, being happy, without actually asking the question, why are we suffering? They will never ask the question. So that means if we are in a place where at least listening to all this, we are trying to read something, we are doing some chanting, some sadhana, something or the other we are doing, means we have gathered punyas, and the punyas were the payment, and we got entry into this. So the punyas, what is a punya? Punya is the accumulation of all the good karmas. And what are sins? The accumulation of all the wrong karmas. Like you could have, it could be kaya, vacha, manasa. By word, by thought, by deed. All this will give karma. So this accumulation says papa or sin, and this good karma is punya. So then it becomes very dicey, because a big chunk of our punya is gone in the entry ticket. It was a very, the best flight ticket, you could say, business class, super business class. And now you entered the flight, and now what is left with you? So that is why we have seen a lot of people who enter with the ticket, and then they don't know what to do, and they stop doing the good karma, or even attending satsangs or kirtan. Somehow you have to gather, right? Because See, it's like a bank account. You had good chunk of money and you went and spent it on the best, cruise. Okay, the best world cruise. The costliest you can think of. You spent it there, but already you started planning. Now, array, my saving got a big hole. Now I have to start saving again. Okay, this we are not doing when we enter the spiritual path. We feel, now I have entered, now God and Guru will take care. You have to do the karma, right? No God and Guru will take care unless we are doing our purushartha. We have to take self-effort. In fact, we need to take more. When you look around people and you think they didn't enter the spiritual path, but they're pretty rich and they seem to be pretty satisfied. Hey, I think we are better. We simply came into this. So many times you would have come across people who are like, enjoying, seemingly enjoying their life. And you feel, I came into this and I'm struggling. Naturally, I paid the priciest ticket. I got the entry and now I stopped working. Why? Because I thought now the God and the Guru and everybody will, throw money on me. It doesn't work like that. As soon as I have paid such a huge sum of my punya to enter into the spiritual path, knowingly, unknowingly, consciously, unconsciously, doesn't matter. The price is paid. The punyas are limited now. So then what you need to do is, now you need to build up. You need to build up because you have to, do whatever is required to gather the punya. That's why seva, satsang, kirtan, knowledge, whatever you can do, helping people, all the good deeds you can imagine, homas, yagyas, chanting, etc., should be continued with good fervor. So when I was speaking last time about the children, I said they have gathered good punya to get such an easy life today compared to us, right? This is samsara level. There we understand the math. We say, they came with a lot of blessing. We had to struggle, travel by bus and walk and stuff. And these children are traveling by car with drivers and, stuff, or metros or whatever. We had to struggle much more than them. So they are more blessed. Why? Because they have more punyas. We know this. So what we say, you need to keep going with this punya. Otherwise, like I said, grandfather's business, grandson can't handle, and then it goes for a loss and there is no business left. In fact, the grandson has to put more effort now because he wants to make it even bigger. That should be the dream, technically. Because I have put in so much of my punya to be so blessed. Now I need to gather punya. So when you see the world outside, technically, this was about the world example. Okay, that we tell our children, I know you're blessed, I know you're lucky, but this is all your hard work of past life. Now if you want this to continue, you need to, we usually tell children, you need to pray. But they are off of praying. So you need to tell them to do good actions and gather the good merits. For children who like to pray, okay, very good. Those who don't like to pray, they need to do good actions to gather good merits, good punyas. So this punya will then sustain them. We just forget, we think, my grandfather left me so much, my father left me so much, why should I do? No. In fact, if you enter into the spiritual world, whatever the grandfather and the father and you accumulated, all gone. 80% gone. Because it's so pricey. How many of them enter into this? Think about this. How many people actually get into, I am not speaking about religious activities, that there is like fanaticism. People are like crazy. Chalo, Jai Ram bolo, Shri Krishna bolo, all that. We are not speaking about all that. We are speaking about the point where you have entered into some knowledge, some kind of understanding of spirituality, of the spirit, trying to understand whether there is an Atman or not. What is consciousness? This level of spirituality will take big amount of punyas to enter because very few people will be there in this. Maximum people will be in the religious way, only just doing that basic mandir jana, ana, that's it. And we are not counting about them because they don't know why they're going to the mandir. They're probably going to make a deal with God. Hey, God, give me this and I will give you this. So that business is going on there. We are not speaking about those people. We are speaking about us because we are here with questions, with eagerness to understand something, to understand if there is anything called God, which is fine. So then the punyas were paid. Now we need to work hard so that we can keep going. Otherwise, there is a nice spiritual downfall also. It's a slide. When you stop doing, you come down. And when you come down, you think, I was not doing all this now, so I went into this trouble. Why? Because you have the knowledge. You go and ask somebody else who has not entered into any such knowledge sessions and tell them, अरे कुछ नहीं, ये तो होते रहता है. This will happen, this will go, this will come, bindas, कुछ नहीं. And you feel, wow, wow, they are so free and look at us. So then this is the issue. Okay? So we are not speaking about, you think about yourself. You will immediately understand that I am sliding down and you start climbing up again. Surya, you raised your hand. You have a question? Yes, come up with it. See, when it comes to samsara, very good question. When it comes to samsara, 100% you go down. There is no doubt. You go to zero and minus. But when it comes to spiritual, as he is saying, purushartha, like in the past life, he had done and read maybe 100 pages of the 200-page book. Then he is born in this life and he is, giving away that full whatever punyas he has gathered and enters again. So then he will start from 101 page for sure. But we are not speaking about that area. We are speaking that the punyas that you brought to enter into that 101 page is lost. You've given lot of punyas there. So unless you gather more punyas, you will be stuck at 101. Or you will go, maybe up to 105 and then come back to 101. In this life, you can keep playing. Okay? But the previous 100 and not 101, 100 will remain. That's what we say, that the Purushartha never goes waste. But we say it's a downfall because you could have reached much ahead there. So instead of that, you're just whiling away the time. So it's a bigger downfall. See, when I don't know, it's okay. What is downfall? But when I know, I have the light and I make mistake, it's a big downfall. It's seemingly big, but you won't go back to 99. Don't worry. That is sure that you'll be at 100. But being at 100 and one full lifetime wasted is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Human life. So first of all, I hope you understood. So don't worry, you're not going back. Nobody is going back. But it's a downfall because you're supposed to rise up. And how do you rise up? By working and working and working in the direction of the same thing. And not drifting and getting distracted. Now it's like Buddha got understood all this and he started meditating and everything and he reached to a particular point, but he didn't attain self-realization, suppose. And then suddenly somebody said, your wife is sick, your daughter, your son is sick, come back. And he decides, okay, it doesn't matter, that is more important. And he leaves all the sadhana and he goes back. Now it will be very difficult for him to come back to where he was when he left that sadhana. It will not be like, not be like first time as difficult, but he'll find it more difficult because he would have already reached there. He'll feel, Arey yaar, why did I do this? No, it was going so well. Why did I go back? So going back and forth will happen in this lifetime. You won't go minus. You will always be there. But the downfall is because you left something which was so fruitful. It's like the fruit was just about to come and you said, no, let it be, I will see next time. So that is why it's called the downfall. So that was other than what we are speaking. The point is understand that if we don't gather punyas, if we don't continue on the path, then we will see it as a downfall. And we can see now, the problem is this. See, those rest of the world, suppose, is in utter darkness. So they keep falling in the room, they, trip, there is a sofa, they can't see, they trip, they fall down, accident happens, disease happens. It's like, it's okay. It's okay. Because we can't see anything. But now imagine that you got the light. Okay? Now you're tripping on the sofa, falling down. Then people will say, are you drunk? You can't see. Light is there. Still why you're falling. This is the mistake. After coming into the knowledge, after listening to some scripture, after reading the Gita, if we still make the same mistakes, then how are we different from the other people who are not reading? So then this we have to be careful that we don't have room for mistakes. So we don't have room for committing sins or mistakes or papa, as you say. We have light and we should be doing only punya karma, good karma. That's the only option we have. So that's why when I told this to someone said, "Pehli acha tha andhere mein." It was better in the dark. We didn't know all this. We were just living and enjoying our life. I said, who said you were enjoying? You felt you were enjoying. In the dark, you felt you were enjoying. In the light, you can see things for what they are. It doesn't look like enjoyment at all when there is light. That is why we need to find the true enjoyment, the true happiness. So this is like the door is open, there is light. Now you play the game. You know that as soon as I abuse somebody, I am going to get that ledger open, credit, debit, papa, punya. I am shouting and abusing, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 black marks today or 10 white marks today. But you go and tell somebody else, they say, what ledger, what poi, nothing happens, kuch nahi hota, ek nariyal phod do, just break one coconut in some temple, it will all be okay. And we are like, what he is saying. Then we understand, okay, this is ignorance and we are not into this. Okay, we are not ignorant. What are we doing? We have light also. But still we are making the same mistakes. Why? No, there's too much light. I was wearing that blinder. People in the flight and all, they put something on their eyes and they tie up everything and they sleep like ghosts. So that's what is happening. We have a light, but it's too much light. It's too much for me. So I decided to close my eyes. Don't do all this. You are in the light. Exactly what Vivekananda is saying. All this is determined by karma. So the best and best and best actions you do, the more and more punya you gather, what do you get? You can become a Buddha, you can be a Christ, it really doesn't matter. How? By gathering the punyas, no other way. See, it says, we may sometimes think it is not so, but in the long run we become convinced of it. That all this, what I got, is my own punyas, because of which I am here. Otherwise, there is no chance. So then, and one more thing he said, you may struggle and struggle, okay? All, not you, a man. He struggles all his life for riches. And he may cheat thousands of people. And is a very rich person. But honestly, he may not even be able to sleep at night. He may not be peaceful. He may we may feel looking at all the nowadays Insta and FB, kya maze kar rahe hain, kya maze, but actually no maza is going on. It's only in the images, believe me. I was speaking to someone who stays in New York. So she was saying But auntie, these people, they put all images and pictures on Instagram, and we start feeling that, oh, they're enjoying life so much. I said, you think so? She said, no. Then I said, exactly. They are not enjoying. She said, they're putting fake. No, I said, see, their intention is not to put fake. That moment it feels good and they want to share it. But you don't know, maybe the next moment they were fighting like hell. Both the couple, whoever they were. We never know. But that photo is now on Instagram and everybody is thinking, what a wonderful couple. So this is the illusion we are stuck in. This is the illusion. We see pictures of other people and feel they are so happy. Come on. We know they are not happy. If this gives happiness, we all would be, why would be here? We wouldn't be here, right? So this doesn't give happiness. It's just temporary. Kabhi khushi, kabhi gum, kind of up and down and up and down. Chalte rehta. That's life. We are not saying that's right or wrong. That is life and it's fine. But looking at that and thinking my life is miserable is ignorance. 100% we all know what the truth is. And rare case, maybe they were actually happy. So we'll just give that 0.01% chance, which I really doubt.